2006, a Nebraska man killed his former teacher for failing him after cheating on a test 18 years earlier. In 2009, a nurse was accused of administering a fatal dose of a painkiller to a patient. The nurse believed the patient had stolen her high school boyfriend 20 years before. In 2013, a 68-year-old man drove to the home of a former classmate who had bullied him 50 years earlier and shot him dead. Can bygones ever really be bygones?
Excuse me. We went to school together.
Sorry, I can't place you.
Gordon Mosley. Gordo.
Gordo? Honey, Gordo and I went to school together. That was a very long time ago.
I believe the bad things from the past, they can be a gift.
That guy's odd.
I think he wants to hurt us for something that happened back then. What did you do to him?
It's over! You're done with the past. But the past is not done with you.
Hi, Joel.
Hi.
One of the techniques in films today that I despise is the handheld approach that they use in so many movies.
Oh.
And I loved in The Gift, you shot what I refer to as old school. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, so beautiful widescreen camera angles, slow tracking shots, you utilized that throughout the whole movie. Was that element something you knew you were going to use from the very beginning, or did like your DP suggest it to you?
I was always, whenever I met with a DP or talked to them about it, I was very heartened. Sorry, I've got a chewing gum incident going on here. I was very heartened to hear that what was reflected back to me from anybody I spoke to, the few cinematographers I spoke to, they felt like it needed to be, you know, classic in its form, and that's the way I'd written the movie. So whether they picked that off the page or whether they sensed that it needed to have that kind of feeling, a Hitchcock feeling about it, but that became a reference to us down the line through music and costume and the sets that we chose. But Edu Grau, who shot the film, who shot A Single Man, you know, and he's not opposed to putting the camera on his shoulder either. He just shot a very much, I guess, a handheld version of a period movie in The Suffragettes. You know, if you see the trailer for that, it's very much more modern in its form. So that's interesting. But you know, he saw the movie as very classic. I wanted that feeling of, you know, this is very important to me, this whole signature of pushing down corridors and pulling away from them, this feeling of a presence coming. And I love that. I knew it was going to take a little bit longer to shoot than if we just threw the camera over our shoulder. And I get a little disoriented when I watch a lot of handheld movies. Some people do it really well. We did it a couple of times. You know, if you notice in the car park, Jason at the end of the film when he's running looking, there are moments where we changed that form. But I mean, he just shot the movie so beautifully well, considering the time constraints we had. I had such a great partner in Edu, and I think he's made the movie look beautiful. In fact, it could be said across the board with Luke, my editor, and Edu, with Sauna and Danny, who composed the music. And Julian, who's my sound designer, and Terry, my costume designer. That everybody around me really allowed me to learn more about the filmmaking process that I'd always viewed from a different angle. And you know, I believe that good filmmakers, one way of making good film is just to hire really great people and have them help you steer the ship, you know, unashamedly feeling like you don't need to control everything. Because if I did, I probably would have steered it in the wrong direction here and there. But I had such a great team, and Edu, you know, as one of the most important people on set as a cinematographer, was such a blessing to me.
Thank you.